Hello everyone, my name is Mitz, here back at Phoenix Wright, Conflict of Interest. So we're now back into the second half of the M6 trials. And now we're here with Alan Usseri. Sorry, I got those names wrong. It's actually Francisco Mendírez. You just didn't tell us your name because, well... Actually, it's a good point, like, you didn't tell us because you didn't trust Phoenix at all, actually. You kind of made that clear from day one. And just from what Crystal Gavin said here, it was a code name just to make sure you get protected. You know, I can't get mad about that, actually. That's actually kind of good based on your line of work. And it seemed like you were retiring and trying to move out of it. Don't know how deep you were back here in the day, but that's actually a good plan. But the whole Francisco Mendírez thing happening now, and that letter in the safe in the present day, but we'll worry about that later. Okay, so we have to worry on like actually trying to disprove what he's saying here. Even though this is going to end horribly badly in some way, shape, or form, in some way. The kid wasn't Faye, but I wouldn't tell you if she was. My witness has identified the girl as Pearl Faye. I'm sure he did. I gave an easier explanation for him. He's a liar. I didn't kidnap anyone, that's a fact. If that's so, then who was she? Who cares? I had an airtight alibi the night she went missing. What? You don't even want to answer who her name was? Any of my men will tell you I was on Uncle's tower playing cards. Just the mob line to cover for their own. Mr. Gavin? His uncle was a paranoid man who keeps a close watch in his building. This footage taken from the cameras in Revali's tower. They cover close to everywhere in the tower. Francisco Mendírez was where he says he was. Mendírez was the kidnapper, but he somehow ended up at diner with her. Did that man hand her over to them? It was just some brat we found on the side of the road wanting to help her. Seems awfully convenient that a girl had just poisoned her, and it's like, I'm just gonna place myself right here to make sure I can kill the mafia. Little kids these days are devils, I swear. I mean, have you seen Jane? Yeah. Am I ready to believe this? A mafia capo and his top assassin just picked up some random child because she was scared? That sounds right. I always had a soft spot for the underdog. Well, where is she now? Mr. Parker must have done something with her. Not what I know. Just some kid. What? Just told him to get rid of her, so he took her out and drove her somewhere. Oh my god. I guess back to her parents, but really I don't care. I didn't follow up with them. So much for caring about the underdog. Yeah. Took her into the diner to calm her down. Kasari must have thought he recognized her. What was she upset about? She was incoherent, so it was hard to tell. Brett made a real scene in the place. Didn't Kasari mention that? No, not at all. Well, sounds like he's got a selective memory, if you ask me. There's no way he couldn't have noticed her. She was having a royal fit. Mr. Mendírez, now you mention it, couldn't that be what drew attention to her? He may not have paid any notice to her otherwise. Could be. That might be how he jumped to the conclusion it was the Faye kid. Nothing we're doing is calming her down, and I managed to get her out of my hair. Before Parker took her, Kusari came to speak to her. She gave him something. And, wait, okay, she gave something to her. Why didn't any of you notice it at all? You're mafia, you'd be, like, paranoid about everything. Even a little kid? Right? Yeah? How soon was this before she left? I'd say a few minutes at the most. If you definitely noticed it, then, like, why didn't you inquire about it at all? Why'd she have something random on her person? He's being real loud, remember? He wanted to see what was up. He didn't seem concerned, I'll give him that. Managed to calm her down a tick. That's when she slipped something into his hand. Can you describe this something? He's trying real hard to hide it. It was small to defend one hand. I did see that was a brownish color. She handed it over to Kasari, she whispered something to him, and his eyes got all dark. Would anybody else in the court care to surmise as to what my client described? I would say it's a winning lottery ticket. Brown, small, and something she wanted to hide. Obviously talking about the bottle of poison. Nah, lottery tickets because, you know. Mr. Mendírez, would you happen to recognize this? So you nailed it on the head. Shades hacking with them to be carrying a poison around like that for some reason. I think we ought to amend that last statement, eh? Did we even test what was in that bottle entirely, actually? Like, we have this one, which we could tell is a test for poison at the same time. If, like, the autopsy report couldn't be done properly, then couldn't this have done for, you know, chemicals and all that? Eh. I guess it would actually be poison again, and then at the second we just say, we need to prove, we need to test it out, and it's literally is poison, we'll just get less credibility, so, probably not a good idea. I guess it was some kind of poison she gave him. Must have been what killed him. Are you certain it was the poison? The description I gave seemed to satisfy my lawyer and the judge. If it was, then it has to be what killed him. If you got any better ideas, how about you just say them? As a matter of fact, I do. There are a total of 2 poison vials that have been found. The girl, assuming she really did, was not the only person who had one. You did as well. At the very least, yours is equally suspicious. You got me there. Poof. Does it remind me where mine was found again? I tend to forget all of those little silly little details that just slipped me. Well, I was underneath a chair, in plain sight. Nobody had any effort to hide it whatsoever. Now, if I used it to kill him, then I'm a real piss-poor killer, don't you think? Every Valley's officer worth a salt would know to clean after the fact. It does seem strange, I'll admit. Where was the new bottle found again? It was near the back of one of the kitchen cabinets. Most of it had been hidden. Oh my, you filthy liar, there was no poison there! Mr. Kusari, please wait until you're called for before speaking. Oh my. I will not! I cannot, Mr. Your Honor! Not while they say such things! The poison's not mine! The murdered man had it! Ciano? Ask the four looking at the 2 bottles. Take him to the girl, she would ask what was it. Then she'd give it back to him. She never handed a thing to me! So the person that handed the bottle to the girl was literally had gloves on. I think that's enough. You're speaking far out of turn. No, I will not let you speak these lies about me, the child. Both of your prints are on the bottle, so you both held it. But no one else's were found. Please think again before making such an obvious mistake. Witness, you cannot interrupt a testimony like that. If you speak out again, I will hold you in contempt of court. Yeah, good game. Mr. Kusari, please leave this up to me. I understand you are emotional and defensive, but this only hurts you. Remember what we talked about earlier? Yes, my friend. Just couldn't remain quiet. Thank you. Just let me do my job and nothing will go wrong. Okay, music change. Oh boy. Well, we know the story is bogus, right? So there's that. Yes, but according to it, the poison would be the most likely object. So we can't use it to spin around that's the poison vial that we actually had first off the crime scene then. Just to prove it, we'll have to attack his testimony as a whole. Yeah, good point. Well, there'll be a contradiction here if he's lying. Try and find it. We ordered the meals, they came, 10 minutes later, Luciano's dead. Okay, I think we haven't gone to that one first. Luciano would have died mere minutes of ingesting the poison. You were the one last seen with him. That's right. Me and the chef. Where was Mr. Kusari during this time? He was in the back, doing his thing. I don't know. He's a cook. Probably, well, cooking. So you couldn't see him. Before he delivered the meals or after, no. He was back behind that little window of his, so you see. Kusari made the food back. He could see us. We couldn't see him. Well, okay, if he was running around, like, cooking things, he's the only person there and staff, then okay, makes sense. Mr. Kusari said as much. He told the court that after delivering the food, he returned to clean up a mess. Did he? Well, I didn't see him in any case. Poof. Leastwise, not until he ran screaming about Luciano being dead. I think I was watching this the whole time, I tell you. Just waiting till it happened. And you? You're right next to Luciano the while. You think I could have snuck in the poison myself? Think about it. It would have been much harder for me to do that right in front of his face. Luciano had that hit on him and he was paranoid. I couldn't have done it. The hit on him? There was only one poster for Wanted. Sorry. I had no idea what he was up to. I guess that's the point, isn't it? So cleaning? Keeping tabs on his victim? You tell me. But try actually using a noggin here before you make the choice. He must have used the poison that she gave him. You claim he did this while behind the service window? That'll be it. He darn well couldn't have done it out front of the two of us. He had plenty of time for it, and since he has the ball thereafter, he probably kept it there. It's hard to think of any rebuttals for the time being. Did you say something about keeping a murder weapon in the scene being stupid? Yeah? I never said anything about Kisar being particularly smart. Wow. You'll refrain from insulting my witness's intelligence. Sustained. Let's not have any of that, eh? I'll take it back. But y'all know what I meant. Luciana's dead, Parker's clueless, kid's gone, just Kisari, me. Who you gonna believe? Do I really need to answer that? Just asking your opinion. Well, I mean, you're like literally doing cross-examination right now, so anybody with an unbiased mind can see two suspects accusing the other. Either must be lying. Well, it's not Mr. Kisari, so I guess it leaves you. You can't count off either without looking at the full story. To whom does the evidence point? Who has the better motive? You should be asking these questions rather than leaping to conclusions. You know, I decided that I don't like this guy. Wait, you only made this decision now? He's suddenly living up to his reputation. The coolest prosecutor in the West. I can't win support from Mr. Kisari through empathy alone. I'll have to find a more logical route. Well, I guess good thing we know Mandir's full of... You know what? Just say the word shit, okay? He has to be lying, so there's a way to prove it somehow. I don't believe I see anything, though. Well, you know how it goes. Just keep pressing until he lets out the wrong thing. He'll do it sooner or later, right? Wait, so you're saying we have to press things even more and more until then? Oh boy. Well, we don't need to think about this more. We barely have anything going on. It's just really just Kisari and him to accuse. I mean, this has Mandir's fingerprints on it for... I mean, why were you holding on to that, though? That doesn't explain anything else, though. Why did you have a poison bottle on hand? Identify the suspect. Don't have to press things multiple times in a row, but okay. I'll just use this time to reflect things on more. So, why exactly... Okay, if you're just gonna say that you had the poison bottle just because gotta be prepared at all times, then like... Wait, oh, here it is, okay. What sort of pre-adolescent carries around a bottle of deadly poison? The bad sort. That's new. Okay. Not all kids are innocent little angels. Yes, well even then, where would she obtain it? She can buy off a shelf. That's a good point. Certainly seems to hurt their defense's claim. I don't believe so. Williamson earlier pointed to a piece of evidence which I think may indicate her true nature. The girl was assassinated by the Cadaverinis. What? What? It sounds far-fetched, but sadly, it's not right the question, right, Mr. Mandiras? Okay, but then still, that answers the question of why, like, Mobster would be that, like, not paranoid enough for that, too. Literally. I mean, even, like, walkie-talkie, just, like, well, I don't know, I don't think he told us exactly how the fight started, but, like, they got into, like, a gunfight, like, with, Rivales, and just, yeah, he got shot in the heart. Don't know what the cause of it was, so, like, paranoia abound. Yep, some gangs will brainwash child soldiers. Other gangs, of course. Rivales, never. But that's horrible! Of course it is. Not everyone has the same moral code as us law-abiding citizens. Kids can be easily molded to do as they're told. They can be very obedient. And you think the Cadaverini family used a child as a murderer? Their daughter had just been murdered. They want revenge. Anything was on the table. Well, table, was there poison at the table? Just mixing it with the sugar and all that to make it even better. Oh my god, actually, that could be a reason of how, he got in there. I guess there's that, too. In fact, this explains why nobody has seen her since Parker dropped her off. That's awful! Yes, isn't it? Some people are just... awful. Can you believe they try and make Pearl to some kind of kid soldier? Is all they've done that surprises you? At least they have the decency to say it's not really her. Decency? All they're doing is dying that kidnapped her. Okay, so definitely is gonna be new stuff when you press things over more and more. Took a diner to calm her down, because Ray must have thought he recognized her. You can't prove she's a... Yeah, okay, it's all new, huh? You can't prove she was a Cadaverini assassin any more than I can prove she was Miss Faye. That's so. It's funny that, as we stand, I say my argument holds more weight. She did have the poison after all. No child could get that on her own. Since then, nobody has seen her or knows where she went. Literally, it can also just be like, you know, as Mr. Kustari says, like, they just handed the ball to her, and like they were already planning for Revali's. The Revali's family was already planning to kill off Luciano. Whether this bounty poster was real or not, like to get the money, money abound, sure, but also just to get a mess out of the way. Since then, nobody has seen her or knows where she went. And what was that about Kusari? Didn't recognize her?
Objection.
That was supposition for the suspect. Excuse me. Yes, it was. And now, it's maybe supposition for me time. Supposition time. It's strange, after speaking to a kid he just met and getting a strange bottle from her, Kusari would willingly plant its contents in the meal of a man he also never met. You could just like spin around and say like that doesn't make too much sense for you even him to do it too.
Objection.
You're begging the question. All this would require you being right in the first place. Maybe. The presence of poison means the killer prepared for it. That goes for whoever he was, either Kusari or Mandira's. No matter who did it, this plan from the beginning.
Objection.
Premeditated? You gotta be kidding! I'm not. I'll have to see you prove otherwise. You make accounting you, Gavin. Judge, I'd like to amend my testimony. I think my lawyer's right. Kusari and the girl, they planned the whole shebang together, all from the start. Well, this is a disturbing turn of events. They're spinning it quite nicely. I'll give quite nicely. This is actually good defense, even it's all like faked. I'll give him that. Yes, I'll have your retainment added to the record. In hindsight, I guess the two must have planned it together. Okay. You think this was premeditated? Oh, it makes sense. At least from the girl's part. She had the bottle beforehand, and her dirty little paws prove it. Can't really say about Kusari. Must have just thought himself a good Samaritan. Or he could have been with her. I don't think the latter. You had your own bottle of the same poison, with your own prints on them. She could have easily gotten it from you. Her prints from the second bottle. We can't say it's from Deers or Luciano. A child's prints. That's all we know. Are we really gonna split hairs over this? Well, the child could have been. Well, then how about you prove what child it is then? That girl brought in the bottle from outside with the intention of killing Luciano. Until you have a better explanation, please don't smirk at mine. An explanation built on lies and deceit is none at all. I can't wait to wipe that smug smile off your face, Mr. Gavin. Well, if you can't exactly disprove a lie, then that means it just becomes the truth, as a certain person would say. Before Parker took her, Mr. Kusari came to speak to her. She gave him something. Okay. How soon was this before she left? Say a few minutes at the most. You're being real loud, remember? Okay. All this I gave her to that, he managed to calm her down a tick. Yeah, okay, this is all the same. Okay, I'm gonna press the rest to see if there's anything new. If not, then we could, he amended that testimony, so working from the very beginning. Is there anything to disprove that then, actually? Prove that... Is there a way to prove, like, they weren't working together, though? What is the crime of a liquid diner? I don't know if we have anything to, like, prove they weren't working together, honestly. Please add this to your testimony. I guess it was some kind of poison she gave him, must have been what killed him. Just in case I go through all this again. Okay, but if anything's new, okay. The testimony as a whole. The meals that came. Okay, I'm trying to think. What exactly would prove they weren't working together? It seems pretty... It's like just pure conjecture, but how exactly do you prove that? We don't have any evidence about that. We only have the poison bottle, the one poison bottle. We can't even look at the other poison bottle they just found at random. It was killed with quick poison affects the nervous system, digestive systems, poison known to cause eternal bleeding and vomiting. Body in police custody. Map of Slim Kusari's restaurant, customer entrance to Mr. Kusari's diner with a small bell. We haven't used this since the first part, so don't think it's it. that doesn't exactly explain, like, the bottle he had, but God. Sorry, I made the food and back. Continuing on. I'm trying to think, okay, how did he prove that a kid was not made up? The kid was not working together with the victim beforehand? Literally, there's nothing top of my head which you can think of to prove that. Trying to think. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like, I don't think we can use that route, the avenue, just to disprove this, because literally, yeah, you can literally spin it any other way, and there's nothing pertaining to like either the girl or Kusari themselves. So, okay, it wasn't Faye, but I wouldn't tell you if she was. Just some brat. You're gonna get down and calm her down. I guess the two must have planned together. In hindsight, I guess the two must have planned it together. Well, if they... it's hard to even, like, know what to present here, because this is absolutely new, so we need to present something here, at the very least. If they want to plan this all out... Wait, no. I was gonna say, like, if the girl and, like, you know, Kusari were meant to plan this from the start, why didn't they just poison two of them? But I guess that would, they'll both, like, indicate Mr. Kusari, plus at the same time, it would be better interest in, like, the cadaver needs to frame him, Francisco Mandira's, so, yeah. So what? I guess the two must have planned together. The two must have planned together. Okay. Anything on this? Planned it together. There's larger windows. They must have planned it together. I mean, okay, I'm trying to think logistics. So the girl, like, they literally just said, like, they pushed the poison bottle into Kusari's hands, but they didn't think anything of it for some reason. And then just, Luciano died. And then you just did absolutely nothing. Well, I guess Kusari then called the police and just waited there for some reason. Okay. Get the poison bottle for this new one. I honestly, well, let's just go with this for time being. Doesn't work. This evidence proves the defense is wrong. Actually, no. It doesn't prove that you're an idiot. Excuse me? I think what he's trying to say is that a penalty is in order here. Idiot, I certainly hope I never become as rude as this man. Yes, she will. Kid wasn't Faye, but I tell you she was. Okay, actually, is it one of those things where that's that statement is added new, it changes the context in their statement? Turn the diner, calm her down. Heist, I guess the two must have planned together. When Parker took her, Kusari can speak to her, she gave him something. I guess it's some kind of poison she gave him, must have been what killed him. We ordered the meals, they came, 2 minutes later, Luciano's dead. Kusari made the food and back, he could see us, but he couldn't see him. He must have used the poison she gave him. Luciano's dead, Parker's clueless, kid's gone, just Kusari and me, who are you gonna believe? I don't know if they had to keep pressing or not. Don't the diner calm her down, Kusari must have thought he recognized her. In hindsight, I guess the two must have planned it together. We've been stuck on this testimony for one. I need to give some... The two must have planned together. There's barely anything for a bounty poster, but it makes sense for Cadaverines to do it, but it's literally just one. Their motive is actually becoming more and more actual... Oh god, that's another thing. We can't exactly, because they messed with the corpse, the autopsy, we can't exactly prove what kind of poison was used then, huh? Except if we use another day then, huh? But in that hindsight, if literally... But that's another thing, if the values were, like, you know, completely, I guess, innocent, they would just not interfere with the police at all, but I guess they would, like, I guess they would say to cover the tracks in this context that either that was someone else, Cadaverine needs to make sure that Francisco Medeiros gets framed for some reason, and then, or their values would just, like say that the police are just trying to frame them. No, that wouldn't make much sense. Oh, okay, this is new. Okay, geez, we press things even more and more then? Oh my, okay, that's a bit weird. Oh, well, they keep saying the end thing, okay. If things are as you claim, then it was truly premeditated. Yes. Pearl Fay was captured only 2 nights ago. She had no contact with the family or Mr. Custard prior to that. I won't say it's impossible. I'd say that blows a big hole in your theory that Mandira's kidnapped her. She wouldn't have no time to prepare for a premeditated killing. Ergo, there's another child. I spent all that time proving him right? Huh. Okay, so we're just going around in circles then. Hey, don't give up quite yet. Some psychotic child killer who just vanishes? What next? The boogeyman? Oh, if only you knew. We literally just been Mandira's word to go on she wasn't Pearl. I mean, if you just prove she was, they'll show this all a load of hooey. I think we both know that she was there. Only Mr. Gustari will claim he saw her, though. Defense won't, and I don't believe Parker would have the spine to defy Revali's or Mandira's. Yeah, he won't at this point. So you're just gonna fold? Well, I mean, what do you want to do? Make some origami with the case notes? Because I don't know what else to do with them. I did not say that. Stop wasting time. I believe there are people counting on you. Hey, are you gonna fix this, or am I gonna have to step up to the plate? Mr. Jameson, we don't have the evidence to. Mandira's, you lying sack of garbage. I hope you realize nobody over here is buying your act. We're on to you. You cannot Pearl and are trying to throw the blame onto some disappearing middle schooler. I've been a class, seriously. Poof. The puff goes against it. Yeah, Vendudra, will you? This verbal assault's hurting my feelings. It's hurting my apprentice feelings. Oh. Young man, you have no proof my client is lying. Please step back and think about this rationally. Yeah? Well, why is no one trying to find this kid? Don't you think we need to know who handed off a bottle of poison to Mr. Kusari? No, I don't. This is a trial for murder. She would merely be an accessory. She did the blame for Mandira's is all I had to do to prove him innocent. My client says she was not Faye, then she was not Faye. That's enough! Okay, he's gonna keep. Oh god. Mr. Kusari, please back away from the stand. You've already been warned. I cannot, Your Honor. Not while these people accuse the girl. Please listen to his honor. Things are already bad enough as they are. Yes, I see that they are bad. How dare you say that child is a killer? You kidnapped her, but you will not make her a villain. She had no bottle. She gave me nothing. She did nothing. Nothing at all. The poor girl's not even here. Yet you will say these things about her? You, Mr. Mandira's, you are a cruel murderer. And you, Mr. Attorney Gavin, you wish to defend her by blaming a child. You're both cowards. Cowards, I say. You should be ashamed to shovel that shame onwards. If we were anywhere else, I would knock some sense into both of you awful men. You come here and I will give you a taste of my spatula now. Huh. Your Honor, permission to treat the witness as hostile. Granted. Witness, I won't have any more of these outbursts in my courtroom. I love all that's holy. Sorry, would you care to repeat what you just said to me? If we were anywhere else, I would knock some sense into both of you. I suppose that could be considered a verbal threat. You're getting so angry over mere words.
Objection.
You're placing the witness in a very stressful position. His reaction is not unusual. Oh, so this is my fault. I'm not the one resorting to violent threats. Your Honor, what Mr. Kusari has said is just is irrelevant. I move for it to be stricken from the record. Yes? You should be able to control your witness better, though. Have a chicken all you like. I will not forget his comment. The judge will not. Kusari is showing us the man he really is. He's violent and hot-headed. Above all else, he is a liar. Liar? I'm not the liar! Is that so? I have another person who proved the exact opposite. Another person? We have another witness? Hope he's not a suspect. No. The girl. The girl? I thought you just said you couldn't find... What? You found her? Of course not. Her prints from the bottle, also by Kusari. Oh, you're just gonna do oh, her traces of what she was doing there proves everything. So technically, by that saying, we have her as a witness. Yeah, screw you. You're my client. You should know what that means.
Objection.
Yeah. Mr. Kusari said he was handed the bottle by Togamera. If that's the case, then that was a serious breach of investigation conduct. Oh? That story I haven't heard. Well, why don't we satisfy everyone's curiosity? Let's call him back. Bailiff, please contact Detective Togamera. We'll have him discuss this one more time. Oh boy. Hi again. Hi again. Okay. Detective, I'm sorry for us to bother you again, but I just have one quick question. Yes, make it snappy. Did you hand one of the 2 bottles of poison to Salim Kusari from the hold? No. No, that's it? What do you want me to say? I'm not about to give a lengthy testimony on something that didn't happen. And there you have it, Your Honor. A liar. It seems you're right, eh? Well, if you lied about that, and with everything else, I can see no more reason to prolong the trial.
Objection.
Your Honor, after all this discussion, we cannot end things here. Please, allow me one more chance to prove my case. I don't know how I feel about that. You've had this much time to do just that. Oh, why don't we let him try? It would only be fair to how patient he's listened to me. Winston, do you really think you can beat me, even still? There's a hint of truth hidden in this mess, and it isn't with you. I won't allow an innocent man to be convicted and placed a murderer. How amusing. Well, it'll be fun watching you flounder some more. Tell you what, I'm gonna give my closing statement. Let's see if you can find any fault within it. Not guilty. Oh boy. It has been increasingly clear that Francisco Mendier is being framed. I have exposed Kusari's lies, while also disproving your original points against my client. The witness's attitude proves he's an irritable man, prone to anger. He and the young girl cooperated to assassinate Luciano, and the fingerprints on the bottle prove he spoke to her. It's clear who the true killer is. Salim Kusari. Yeah, no matter what we're gonna do, it's gonna be, literally all of it's completely almost airtight, even like in fabrication or forgery, when we can't exactly prove it through any means or anything like that. Because everyone who's involved is being deemed as trustworthy by the police, by the court, and all that. Nathan Togamera, this is his first time being recently being placed under doubt by Obadia. Of course, that extends to the third case, the internet forum stuff. Pearl's own existence is being used against her. Huh. No wonder she got even more mad when hearing about it from Meredith Faye. Thank you again, Mr. Gavin. The defense has given their closing argument. I'm prepared to side with them. The prosecution has anything to change my mind? Please say it now. Now? That's too soon. Can we get another day? The evidence has been overwhelming. I see no reason to further prolong this trial. Williamston, do you have anything further to say? Give me a moment to review his final comments. I'll come with something. Well, please make it quick. I can't wait around all day for you, I'm afraid. All of us are in denial. I've fooled everyone in this courtroom. This might be it. The trial slipped too far off me for me to ask for more time. I'm not even sure if I had the proof to fix it. Yeah, we barely have anything. And because of their involvement, in messing with evidence, oh boy. Literally the evidence that we even have so far, they can literally explain away, like, as Francisco Mendier has pointed out, that wow, I left a bottle there underneath the table? Wow, that's sloppy of a killer for me to do, huh? Wow. Gosh, and because he's in a gang or something like that, he, just by that protection alone, he'll also just make it, like, so that way that yeah, for values of getting that, like, you know, prides in murdering and all that kind of thing, they'll just, like, say, like, well, that can't be me because I would do a way better job. And it'd be way, yeah. I actually say it was a bit convincing, even if it was, like, you know, made in advance. Like, I'll say that's a good plan. It's been increasingly clear that Francisco Mendier is being framed. Well, I mean, I don't see any paintings around here, so. Framed? You just love irony, don't you? Well, Williamson, I haven't the faintest idea what you mean. But I told you to beyond a doubt the truth. My client is innocent and somebody out there has it in for him. Innocent? He's a mobster! Perhaps a poor choice of words here. For this specific crime, however, he is not responsible. Somebody has killed Luciano and meant to place the blame on the defendant. And you believe that somebody is the witness? I know it. Now, how shall I explain? I have exposed Kusari's lies. We only had your client and my witness's word to go on, though. Who has more reason to lie at the moment? It's clearly the suspect. Who would lie? Well, I'd say it would be whoever was guilty. Kusari's already been outed as a perjurer. Doesn't set off any buttons for you? You heard Togamera. There's only one conclusion for us to reach. Salim Kusari is a liar. Plain and simple. He isn't. That's not something I will accept. I must tread lightly. They're just siding with Gavin and Mandiras more and more. If I present the wrong evidence, that crook will walk free. False proof disproving your original points against my client. So Lily, this all just me a mad dash to present anything. I don't see how you can like keep pressing things over and over here to get more information. You've done no such thing, haven't I? You spent a great deal discussing why his motive is tenuous at best. With Kusari's character called into question, the witness testimony is also suspect. Face it, your case is not nearly as strong as you figured it was. I have fingerprints on a bottle of poison, the same kind which killed Luciano. And I have one held by your witness. Nobody bothered hiding Mandira's bottle, but to search for Kusari's. Mandira's the killer, when he had put more effort into it. Every single thing you brought against him can be turned around in defense. Because that blasted bottle, if only I could prove was fake. Because the autopsy report itself, and if the value something hand on hand, like, how do you even, is there even a way to prove, like, a certain bit of poison is, like, was used different than the other one? Because chemical composition, but since the autopsy report has been, like, interrupted and, like, you know, messed with, then because the gang's interference, and that's going to be even harder. We can't even go that avenue. Yay. The witness's attitude proves he's an irritable man prone to anger. He's using his own personality against him, too. Yay. Mr. Kusari is very passionate about injustice. That does not make him a killer. He heard his own words as it is ringing in the courtroom. He simply cannot control himself. The judge had to warn him twice. I'm sorry, Winston. The man seems to have some sort of violent streak. Even directly threatened me. They were words. Just words. This is how he behaves in a courtroom. How would he act in private? You have to be careful around that man. We all do. Making the best spin all the way around that it's him, no matter what. He and the young girl cooperated in assassinating Luciano. Literally, I can only think we can even try to find some evidence to prove it's not that. This argument rests on the crime having been premeditated. And why not? Luciano and an entire group of rich gangsters furious at him. Kusari would have been made for life if he got away with the murder. When he handed her the the poison vial, it became clear what he had to do. You're talking about $1 million. Let's be honest here. But it's one poster. Okay, we gotta present that somewhere then. Were you the one who said it was a motive for anybody? Yes, that means for Medeiros too. You disappoint me. For all we've seen, you still think he did it? Kusari is much more suspicious. I bet if we like use the poster, it might be spun around, but it's the only thing we have so far. I'll bring the motive back around again. Enraged over the ordeal, he poisoned Luciano and tried to throw the blame on Mandiras. He couldn't even own up to his own actions. Now, should I reveal just how I know he's responsible? Fingerprints in the bottle prove he spoke to her. You have both their prints, but that does not prove she handed it to him. Maybe not, but my client's testimony, the conclusion is obvious. Even then, this young girl disappeared afterwards. And the other chance for her prints to be there would be if they planned it beforehand. Either way, it doesn't look good for your witness. Yeah, honestly, I can't think of anything besides something very small. The bottle was forged, don't we know that? Yes, but there isn't currently any way to prove it, though. Unless you can see one I don't. No, me neither. Shh. I'm sure we find if we just look hard enough. Yeah, keep at it, buddy. I'm not as optimistic as you. It's clear the true killer is Salim Kusari. Oh, okay. Repeat, you don't give up. Okay, that was. I thought that we looped around to the beginning. Okay. Mr. Kusari's life is over if it ends this way. I wouldn't dream of giving up. I mean it, buddy. You gotta see this through all the way. There's no redos here, yeah? You can't just start over screw up now. I know we're in trouble when Miss Jameson gets this serious. I'm gonna keep at this until the very end. We need a court of Mandiras. Okay, no redos. What is that to produce upon anger and girl? Another thing I can think of is like the moto poster, if that's even gonna work at all. No. This does prove self-defense is wrong. Actually, no, but it does prove that you're an idiot. Excuse me? What he was trying to say is that Penny's in order here. Okay. So, the motive for that is not going to work at all. I want to give you many more chances. Okay, that's new, actually. Huh. There's no turning back. I'll have to press on everything I've got. Okay, we missed one. Has become increasingly... Okay, where was that last statement? It's clear the true killer was Salim Kusari. And what is it for Mr. Kustari, as you say, is for Medeiros? A setup? Ha, that's a good one. Of course that would mean, at the very least, I have committed perjury today. Medeiros and I are lying, I welcome you to challenge it. But of course, if you could, you'd have done that a long time ago. You have nothing, prosecutor. Nothing. In my case, the truth of what happened. Medeiros is innocent. Mr. Kustari is innocent. Is guilty, sorry. No, he's innocent? Get that, Your Honor. You have to live with the fact that you're supporting an evil man. Audacity of it all. Is there no way to prove you forged that second vial? You can't let Mr. Kustari go to prison in place of demon. I could use everything. What more do I have to say? Okay, don't give up. Okay, so we have to present something with maybe either the poison vial somewhere. Like the only thing we can do, like maybe something else. I don't think there's anything new for pressing. Let's see. Yeah, this is all different. And they didn't mention like the pressing thing at the end here either. Just go all the way. Well, no redos, go all the way, they said. Literally nothing. Okay. Just in case. So the only thing I think of is the poison vial, something else to go on. Because literally nothing else, because like obviously it's forged, so maybe we can use something on one of those statements to like maybe make something out of it. Yeah, everything is all the same with pressing so far. Young girl incorporated assassinating Luciano. Yeah, everything's all the same. Okay, poison vial. It must be something they use for that, right? 2 bottles, one has a Medeiros prints on it. Oh yeah, like I don't. He mentioned at one point, but he didn't even really an answer on it. Okay, I'll press this, and if it's not anything fingers in the bottle, he's prove he spoke to her. I mean, use that. Okay, there's nothing here. Okay, I'll go back and present the original ball we had, even though I know it's not gonna do much. Like, it still hasn't been like proven exactly like. Francisco Medeiros hasn't said like why his prints were on this bottle anyway. Yeah. Don't. Okay, no, it looks pretty fine to me. Williamson, my patient's wearing thin. If you truly have anything to rebut, then show it to us now. This is your last chance. Apparently wasn't the right answer. They keep searching. It's increasingly clear that Mrs. Medeiros is being framed. Is there anything here? Kill the poison will meet the suspect. The first row of the scene. We could present his profile, but we can't prove that he's lying at all, so no, nothing. Alpha male, okay, yeah, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jameson, yay. Can't prove it was the young girl, but they're not gonna spin it that was Profane anyway. Mafia capo suspected killing an assassin he worked with. Don't think there's anything for profiles there. Didn't Francisco Medeiros mention about they ate food after like they ate some food, then later on after like Pearl left, or oh sorry, quote unquote the girl left, then he died. So like there's something that. I mean, I know this game brings it like as that sort of moment a few times too. The young girl corruptly assassinate Luciano. The only thing I can think of is that. And if like honestly, I'll save here just in case. Okay, he and the young girl corruptly assassinate Luciano. Let's try this and just see that to the end. Like I'm yeah, it's a quick thing. Poisoning it, the girl left, and then like several minutes later he keeled over. Not it. I didn't mean to do that. I give you ample chance to prove your point. I believe you're finished here. Oh boy. Mr. Williamson, that is quite enough. Do you or do you not have anything to disprove the defense's claim? Oh. No. And there's nothing more I can say. Let's deliver my verdict. Mr. Your Honor, please do not listen to that man again, Mr. Gavin. This is not how things happened, I swear to you. We have heard enough. Your guilt is clear to me, while the defendant's is not. Please, I did not do it. I'm not the killer. Mr. Prosecutor Williamson, you know I did not. You cannot help me. Your Honor, please listen. Just give us another day and we'll prove this is all somehow a sham. I think not. The defense's claim has been very compelling. They show me everything I need to know. Mr. Jameson, you will help me, won't you? Bailiff, please take him to the attention to wait his trial. No, Mr. Kustari. No, I'm innocent. Please do not. I am innocent. No. Mr. Gavin, your case convinced me. Thank you. I knew you'd see the light. Mr. Medeiros, you have been wrongfully arrested. This court owes you an apology. Oh, yay, irony. Accepted. That's not to say that I approve your line of work. Fair. You're about to hand out a verdict? Yes, in fact. This court can convict you on immorality alone. I don't believe it should be any surprise to anyone. In light of the evidence, I have found that I must declare the defendant, Francisco Medeiros, not guilty. Oh, what? No confetti. Court is dismissed. You know, honestly, I love. Okay, you actually had to do that though. You know, the confetti would actually make this even more painfully ironic. Well, I guess people wouldn't do that for for a little monster, so I guess it makes sense. But still, the morbid irony of it all, confetti all time. Oh, holy cow, buddy! We just dropped the ball there. I mean, look at me. You know I never freak out like this. What happened? I mean, what happened? It was that forged bottle. There wasn't anything I could fight it with. I couldn't prove it was fake or that they were lying. Nothing. Well, then we keep searching. We won't let it end like this. Medeiros Valley's capo. He won't stay out of the game for long. Don't worry, when he does make another move, we'll be there to nab him. Forget Medeiros, what about Mr. Kusari, or the little girl that disappeared? I'll pass on everything I know to Mr. Kusari's attorney. With any luck, he'll be able to uncover more and we can expose Gavin's lies. Girl, yes, I agree. Finding her may get us a mistrial. A mistrial? This is all you care about? I never said that, but she's not our duty, is that right? Just like Mr. Kusari is no longer our duty. He's where he is now because we screwed up. Mr. Kusari doesn't need a prosecutor now. He needs an attorney. While Medeiros is free, he can do the same to anybody else. If we get a confession out of him, then yes, we might get Mr. Kusari acquitted. So Medeiros is our responsibility. This case alone will be a dead end. Your responsibility? I'm sorry. We didn't have the guns to deal with Medeiros now and protect our witness. It's our fault he's where he is. I won't accept not having anything to do with it. What would you have me do? Protect him, save him. Isn't that the least you can do? How so? Him and the kid, they both need our help. You never left the mindset of a defense attorney. You're a good man, I know you mean well. Our fight is against our Valley's family, making sure they don't harm more people. Fine. You go on and find your one who got away. That's what this really is about. I can't depend on you. Doesn't mean it'll be the same with me. I'll stay to my own. Goodbye, Abadia. What? Think what you're saying. I am. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know Mr. Star and the girl didn't poison anyone. I owe it to them to prove that. Oh wow, we got our health back. Back to present. And there you have it. Your client's a murderer and the current Dawn of the Valley's family. Why deception? You should have just told me. If you'd known who Yossarian was right at the bat, you wouldn't have helped him. What? So I lied to you, convincing them that telling you his real name would help in the long run. I believe that would win the case quickly, but I kept you as a contingency plan. Medeiros' usual mob lawyers refused his defense. He requested anyone. Wait, wouldn't that itself be suspicious then? Thinking about it? And anyone just happened to be right there. But you know the truth, you were too deep to back out. I'm defending that monster because of you. What the hell, Williamson? What the hell? Yeah, exactly, eh? I will explain. I did not say that I would. I mean, like that, okay, that line, okay, that's true. You leave that out. Like, I can completely buy that, but the killer card and all that, it's even more just like, why leave that there? You just want another reason to convince Phoenix? Like, what? That's just weird. I'm sure you have many questions. You need only ask. Oh boy, we can't move. Oh boy. That's still really scummy. Like, absolutely really scummy. And that trial was gonna end bad no matter what, so... Oh boy. So what exactly are all these options? Okay, you're just gonna talk about each of those three people individually and, like, I guess what they're doing nowadays. and like Christoph Gavin. Gosh, I wish we had like, the games like Dual Destiny for onwards like actually went further into Gavin's personality and all that as a killer, even though he's in the prison. It would have been a cool idea for like an overarching villain for more games. That would have been so cool, so really cool. I mean, his introduction like made it clear, but like by itself, like just from that game, gosh, they wish they could have done something more with it. I mean, they even continue like because of the no spoiler rule for the new game series, they can't even do anything with them. That sucks. That absolutely sucks. And literally the same thing. Nothing that happens in one game we can't use for another. Literally, legitimately speaking. That sucks. That honestly sucks. I wish that wasn't even there in the first place. Oh, just for the whole thing of like getting some newcomers in. But like, don't do the whole thing where you don't spoil things entirely. Like add things on, I guess, and continue things off. Like, seriously. I mean, every single game, like, even the trilogy has the whole thing of like, my name's Phoenix Wright, I'm attorney. My name's Fox McCloud, my father is dead. Why can't you do that for the other games too? Like, the whole spoiler thing and all that. I mean, you did the same thing for even characters in the trilogy, like Edgeworth, Francisca, and all that. Even for like it was brought up a tiny bit in like a third one too. It's just weird. It's just weird. I wish they did something with Christoph Gavin. He's a cool villain. Oh boy. But we'll leave this off for here and go on like what happened from MS6 to present day for next time. So, for a fun time watch as I am playing this, hope to see you next time, what time may be, and I'll hope you a fantastic day.